Dude, your breath stinks. Did you even brush your teeth this morning? Yeah, I brush my teeth every day. I'm not a weirdo. Hey guys, weird question. Does your breath stink right now? Or do you just feel like it stinks throughout the day and you can't figure out why? Obviously I brush my teeth. What else could I be doing? Well, good news for you. I'm gonna give you 12 simple tricks to improve your breath. The first one is you gotta like this video. There's actually research that shows that people who like my videos have really, really good breath. Okay, for real. Number one is to stop breathing through your mouth. Now, I made a few videos on why mouth breathing is so bad for you versus breathing through your nose, and I'm putting the link to those videos in the description below if you want to learn more about that. But specifically in regards to your breath, why is mouth breathing so bad for you? Well, you have this saliva in your mouth. And you might think saliva is gross because it gets drool everywhere and it's really nasty. Well, saliva can actually really prevent our breath from smelling bad because saliva has these antibacterial properties and it can wash away all the plaque and leftover food in our mouth, and it can even dilute some of those acids in our mouth. So in case you're wondering where these acids come from, we have a lot of acidic beverages. Basically anything other than water is acidic, aside from a few things. But all these acidic foods are damaging our teeth, and also anytime we eat sugar, our bacteria in our mouth eat these sugars and release acid as a byproduct, and that's also damaging our teeth. Now that can lead to gum disease and a whole list of other problems as well, but the saliva in our mouth can dilute these acids. So what happens is it's basically cleaning our mouth, and it can prevent our breath from smelling bad. But when we breathe through our mouth, we're drying up all that saliva. And that's gonna cause our breath to smell horrible. When you wake up from a nap and you were breathing through your mouth the whole time and your mouth is super dry, that is gonna smell terrible. Instead, you should really be breathing through your nose. Actually, you should be breathing through your nose a majority of the time. Now, how can you do that? Well, again, I made some videos on that and I'm putting a link in the description below. Number two is to just drink more water. Another reason our mouth can get dry is if we're dehydrated. So if we're not drinking enough water, or if we just had a ton of steak and a bunch of dessert after, but we're just not drinking water after, our mouth is gonna be really dehydrated along with the rest of our body. So make sure you're drinking enough water. Going off of that, number three is to avoid taking so many medications. Now, I know this one is gonna be really hard for a lot of people because some people just cannot avoid taking so many medications. But the problem is, a side effect from a lot of these medications is xerostomia, or in other words, a dry mouth. Now, this is a big issue for a lot of people that take a lot of medications. And it's a really challenging thing to overcome because one, it makes you a lot more likely to get cavities and gum disease, but also your breath is gonna smell awful. So if this sounds like you and you're taking a lot of medications, maybe you should talk to your doctor and see if there's other medications that they can swap out that don't cause this much of an issue with the dry mouth. Number four is to start cleaning your tongue. One of the biggest ways we can improve our breath after we brush and after we floss is to clean our tongue. Actually, a lot of the bacteria that cause bad breath live on our tongue. And what happens is these bacteria release these sulfur compounds. And those sulfur compounds are what you're smelling when you smell that morning breath or that bad breath. So a really simple solution is to start brushing your tongue, or even better, get a tongue scraper and simply just scrape off your tongue every time you brush your teeth. And now you're getting a really clean mouth, and now you're gonna get rid of a lot of those bacteria that cause bad breath. Number five is to start brushing your teeth after you eat. Now, I know they say to brush twice a day, morning and night, but a big time you can also brush your teeth is in the afternoon after you eat your lunch. Now, I do want you to wait 30 minutes after you eat before you brush your teeth, because one is a lot of our foods are acidic, so it takes a little bit of time for our saliva to wash away those acids to clean our teeth. And what happens is if you brush right away after you eat, since those acids are in our mouth, it's actually damaging our teeth, and that toothbrush is a little abrasive, meaning it's a little harsh to our teeth, and it can actually do more harm than good. But if you wait 30 minutes, it allows that saliva in our mouth to dilute those acids, to clean out our mouth, and now our teeth are ready to get brushed. But if you do this, it can really improve your breath because you brush in the morning and you brush at night, but now in the middle of the day you're eating these snacks and all this food is just left over in your mouth, and if you're talking to people, this can really smell bad. So a really simple thing to do, and if you go to work, you can even just bring your toothbrush with you, go to the bathroom and brush your teeth for 2 minutes. No one really has to know. Number six is to start flossing every single day. I'm watching you. Flossing is really the only way to clean underneath our gums and in between our teeth. Obviously, our toothbrush can clean the surfaces of our teeth really well, and sometimes it can also get underneath our gums as well, especially on like the front and back part of our teeth. But in between our teeth, there's really no way for these toothbrush bristles to get. So what happens is you get all this food stuck in between your teeth, and if you never floss, one, it can cause gum disease because now you have food getting trapped underneath your gums and you have this bacteria that are reacting to it and causing this gum disease. And also, it's just this leftover food that's bound to smell bad. Number 7 is to start chewing gum after eating. If you don't want to bring your toothbrush with you and you don't want to brush your teeth after you eat, one thing you can simply do is to start chewing gum after you eat. Now, obviously, make sure this gum is sugar-free. But what this does is it stimulates saliva in our mouth. Every time we eat, it stimulates more saliva to come into our mouth. And what this can do is it can help wash away all the food we ate really quickly. And also, a lot of the chewing gums out there smell pretty good. Like, you know, those mint or spearmint flavors. They smell pretty good. Number 8 is to start eating crunchy vegetables at the end of your meal. Now, this is a very specific one, but you're gonna thank me for this one. So let's say you get done eating a bunch of potatoes and chicken wings or something like that. And after you eat, you have a bite of celery or you have some carrots or something like that. Now, if you do this, that crunchiness from that celery and the water inside of it can already kind of clean your teeth. And it kind of acts like a toothbrush, but not exactly like a toothbrush. But what it's doing is it's basically scrubbing your teeth and it's putting more water into your mouth and it's helping wash away all the food that you ate. Number 9 is to avoid eating garlic and onions. Now, I know both of these foods can go into a lot of different dishes and they can make the dishes taste really good. But if you really want to make sure you have good breath for a certain day, like let's say you're going on a date soon or you're going to ask out your crush soon, you do not want to eat garlic and onions before. Because even if you brush your teeth after, even if you floss after, even if you chew gum after, your breath's still gonna smell bad. And the reason is when you eat garlic and onions, the molecules in these foods will get into your bloodstream. And when it's in your bloodstream, that makes its way to your lungs. That means every time you breathe out, you're breathing out this garlic and onion smell, no matter what. Number 10 is to start using mouthwash. Now, you don't really have to use a mouthwash if you have really clean teeth, if you have really healthy teeth, and you're brushing and flossing every day. But if you want to make sure you have really good breath for something, switching mouthwash is super simple and a super easy way to do this. Number 11 is to stop using tobacco. Whether you're smoking cigarettes or using tobacco pouches, we can smell it. And number 12, the last tip I have to improve your breath is to add parsley or mint to your meals. Both of these ingredients will actually freshen your breath. And you probably already know because if you have a chewing gum that's mint flavored, your breath will smell a lot better. But parsley actually has a chemical in it called chlorophyll. Now, chlorophyll can actually fight off those bad smelling bacteria in your mouth. So again, you have these bad smelling bacteria in your mouth, usually on your tongue, that release these sulfur compounds that smell really bad, but parsley, the chlorophyll in it, can actually fight these molecules and make your breath smell better. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video, and if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel below. I'll see you in the next video.